I'm Bear Grylls. I'm gonna show you what it takes to get out alive from some of the most dangerous places on Earth. Today, I'm in the Canadian Shield. I've got to navigate disorienting boreal forests, find the resources to survive, and make my way back to civilization. This is Man vs. Wild.
Right now, I'm in the Torn Gap Mountains of northern Labrador. The Inuit have lived here for generations, and the word literally means place of spirits. The trees here have very shallow root networks, allowing them to thrive in shallow soil. I should be able to find food here. If I want to survive out here, I'll have to craft some basic tools. Luckily for me, the Canadian Shield, also known as the Mineral House, is rich in precious minerals such as gold, silver, copper, and zinc. The exposed bedrock makes it easier to gather minerals than any other region in Canada, which means I should be able to craft a crude weapon. I'm now going to attempt using this stick to create a crude and basic tool for my survival. It's not much, but it will have to do. I've spotted a herd of wild caribou up ahead. The First Nations band in this region used to hunt these animals and follow them as a source of food and clothing. Since caribou is one of the only food sources out here, I'll have to hunt one if I want to survive. I think I got it. Now, this caribou is full of good nutrients like protein that's going to keep me alive. It's a little gamey, but this is going to keep me alive for a long time and it's going to sustain me for a very long time. The First Nations bands in this area used to live in structures called wigwams that had a dome shape and were lined with caribou and moose furs. I think constructing one of them is my best bet because the nights in the Canadian Shield can be very cold. This is one I've already constructed. It's going to provide reliable shelter against the elements tonight. What are you doing? You can't come in. Because the Canadian Shield takes up almost 50% of Canada's size, temperatures vary extremely across the region. In the north, temperatures range from minus 35 degrees to 15 degrees Celsius. Winters in the Canadian Shield last 6 to 8 months, curtailing the growing season to only 2 to 4 months. Now I just found a nice clean stream here, and the only thing I can do is to drink my own pee. It's got kind of a bitterness to it. The geography of the Canadian Shield was established by a glacial movement that occurred 10,000 years ago. As a result, the soil is very dense and unsustainable for farming, but it contains marshes and bogs like this. In the north, there is permafrost, which is frozen all year round. The people here either hunt or fish to acquire food and survive. The animals they hunt include caribou, moose, and black bears. Now, there are two main First Nations groups in this area. The Algonquin, who live to the south, and the Apaskin, who live to the north. And it appears that I've just spotted one of the Aborigines. He appears to be gathering herbs. The Aboriginals in this region gather herbs like blueberry leaves and choke cherries to use in traditional tonics and medicines. He doesn't speak any English, so it's best if I just leave him be.
On land, the First Nation people travel by domestic dogs, dragging their supplies from camp to camp. However, on the water, we actually use canoes made out of birch tree bark The seams of these canoes are waterproofed with spruce gum and animal grease. And all these resources are natural resources, so our canoes can be repaired locally. In addition, one carrier device we use is called the thump line, which is a backpack with straps. Now, one strap is passed over the packer's head, while the ends of the straps are tightly secured to the backpack to make sure that it's stable.
If I want to make my way back to civilization, I'll have to travel south of here, towards Flin Flon, Thunder Bay, and Sudbury, Ontario, which has a population of 150,000 people. Well, this looks like the end of my journey. In the distance, you can see some housetops glistening. My ticket home. And what I think I've learned is that it's the Aboriginals who are the ultimate survivors, but they're also the ultimate protectors of this land. And it's truly us who have so much to learn from them and their understanding of this great land we call Canada.
The Canadian Shield is a region of treacherous lands and harsh climate, but the Aboriginals have learned to adapt and to work with this unforgiving wilderness. It's only then can you hope to survive the Canadian Shield.